Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we are diving into a plan that has literally helped millions of people get out of debt and start building real wealth. We're talking about Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover. And we're going to break down the key steps and, maybe more importantly, the mindset shifts that make this thing actually work.
Okay, so let's just jump right in with this quote because, wow, it just perfectly nails the cultural trap we're going to unpack. Right? This idea that we're all out here spending money we don't have on stuff we don't need, all to impress people we don't even like. I mean, that's it. That's the core problem that Ramsey's trying to fix.
So, first things first, we've got to talk about what's considered normal these days. You know, car payments, student loans, that credit card balance that just never seems to go away. Society basically tells us, hey, this is just part of being an adult. But what we're going to see is that this so-called normal is actually a trap. A really stressful one that keeps you from ever getting ahead.
And you know, Ramsey has this perfect analogy for it, the boiling frog. The idea is if you put a frog in boiling water, it'll jump right out. But if you put it in cool water and slowly turn up the heat, it won't even notice until it's too late. And that is exactly how debt works. It's not some big, sudden disaster. It's just fine. It's one little payment, one small loan at a time. And then one day, you wake up and realize you're completely trapped.
And look, the scale of this problem is just, staggering. Get this, the source material says a whopping 88% of college seniors graduate with credit card debt before they even have a job. Think about that. This isn't just a few people making bad choices. It's a full-blown cultural norm. We're literally teaching young people that the way to start your adult life is by digging a financial hole. So, okay, if normal is completely broken, what do you do? How do you fix it? Well, the makeover, it doesn't start with a complicated spreadsheet or some fancy app. Nope. It starts with a personal turning point. That moment you look in the mirror and just say, I've had enough of this.
And that's the absolute crucial point, reaching that moment of truth. You know, Ramsey calls it getting sick and tired of being sick and tired. It's that feeling in your gut where you finally decide to change. And this isn't some casual, I should probably save more kind of thing. No way. This is what he calls focused intensity. It's you drawing a line in the sand and declaring, I am done with debt, forever.
And honestly, this is the secret sauce to the entire thing. It's not about being a math genius. It's not about learning some complex Wall Street formula. It's all about your behavior. The whole system, the whole plan, it's built on this one simple truth. Winning with money is 80% how you act and only 20% what you know. Okay, so let's actually get into the plan. Let's look at how this all builds, starting with the very first, foundational baby steps. And these are so important because they're designed to do one thing, create momentum and give you a sense of control right away.
The real genius here is the psychology behind it. Step 1, you save $1,000 as fast as you possibly can. Now, this isn't for retirement or a vacation. This is your buffer. It's what stops a flat tire or a broken dishwasher from becoming a credit card disaster. So once you have that little cushion, then you move on to step 2, the debt snowball. This 1-2 punch is designed to give you control and confidence right out of the gate.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Wait, shouldn't I pay off the highest interest rate first? Isn't that what the math says? And yeah, mathematically, you're right. But remember, this plan is 80% behavior. When you attack that smallest debt and completely wipe it out, man, that feeling is a huge psychological win. It's a victory. And that feeling, that's the fuel that keeps you fired up to knock out the next debt and then the next.
Okay, so to really make this work, you have to do some unlearning. We have to debunk some of the huge myths about debt that our culture just drills into us. You know, these are those pieces of common sense advice that actually, and ironically, keep people trapped in debt.
Let's start with a big one, car leases. The myth is that it's a smart, sophisticated way to drive a new car. The truth? The numbers just don't lie. Leasing is specifically designed to sound good and keep your monthly payment looking low, but it's a total financial trap built on fees and appreciation.
Just think about where a car dealer really makes their money. It's not so much on the car itself. It's in that little back office where they do the financing. I mean, look at these numbers. There's a reason Ramsey calls a lease a fleece, because it's literally structured to pull the most money out of your wallet over the long haul.
Oh, and this one. This is one of the biggest, most persistent myths out there.
You need a credit card to do anything, to rent a car, to book a hotel. But the reality today, a debit card with that little Visa or MasterCard logo on it works for pretty much everything. This whole idea that you can't function in the modern world without borrowing money, it's just not true anymore.
Now, this next one is tough because it usually comes from a really good place, helping out friends and family. But the truth is, loaning money to someone you love is almost always a bad idea. It completely changes the dynamic of the relationship. You go from being equals to being, well, the master and the servant. And trust me, Thanksgiving dinner just feels different when the person passing the potatoes is also the person you owe money to.
Okay, so you've done all this hard work. You've changed your entire mindset. You've busted all these myths. So what's the point? What's the big reward at the end of all this? What does that finish line even look like?
It all comes down to this one core idea. For a while, and this is temporary, you're going to live like no one else. That means you're going to make sacrifices. You're going to say no when your friends are saying yes. You might drive a beat-up car for a bit. You do all of this so that later you can live and give like no one else. You have a level of financial peace and freedom that, honestly, most people will never, ever experience.
And that's really the ultimate goal here. This whole thing, it's not just about getting out of debt. It's about completely changing your entire relationship with money. It stops being the source of stress and anxiety, and it becomes a tool you can use to build security, to design the life you actually want, and maybe most importantly, to be incredibly, outrageously generous to other people.
So the big takeaway from all this is simple. You are in control. You absolutely do not have to accept the normal life of being stressed out about money all the time. This whole path, it isn't magic. It's a choice. So the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?